front if you want, shuffle to the front. If you want to sit down, you're most welcome to sit. I'll stay standing. We'll get underway in a second. We're just waiting for a few stragglers. Where's Zane? Racing Ray. Please, Ray, come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, just before we get started, first of all, did you have a good time? Sorry, that wasn't enthusiastic enough after a weekend of racing. Did you have a good time? All right, fair enough. Just before we get started, please, would you welcome the A-Team? And I'm not talking about B.A. Baracus and his mob, but I'm talking about the NASCAR A-Team who have sweated their off. That's it. And we'd like to make a special welcome to our patron who has turned up from a weekend of racing himself in the Porsches, Mr. Racing Ray. Put your hands together for him as well. Thank you. You guys can leave the stage, bugger off. We've got better looking people coming. Let's go. Thank you. Off you get. Come on, will you? Let's go. You can't have medals. Get off the stage. You've had your moment. Bugger off. All right. So now that we've gone through the official bits, any complaints can be mailed to PO Box 615243, Private Bag, Wellington, /3 in triplicate, and I won't reply. All right, let's get underway. Nick Brown, does everyone know Nick Brown? Yes? Does everyone know Liz, Uncle Liz, Auntie Liz? Oh. And does everyone know Mike Howe, who's driving back to get a trailer because he's a moron and forgot to bring it? All right, I'll hand you over to these guys in a sec, but I just wanted to quickly say a few words. Huge thank you to everybody for sticking with us. It's been a very hard 18 months for us, not doing events, postponing events, doing little events, So now we've done one big event. We're now looking forward to the September event, which is our Continuous 24. We will be opening registrations for that probably later this week, so keep an eye out for that. If any of you know anything about the September event, you'll know that it sells out pretty quickly. We're expecting over 100 teams. We are running the international track here at Hampton Downs in September. Go hard. Yeah. And believe me, what I had to do to make that happen, he shaved his beard off because of it. All right. So, look, without further ado, we're going to get going. Award ceremony, thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for being well behaved. Your driving this weekend was exemplary. You compare how many laps we've done collectively over this weekend. I don't know what it is, but I'll figure it out shortly. Tens of thousands of laps with a few incidents here and there. Unbelievable. Put your hands together for yourselves for being bloody good buggers. Well done. All right, I'm going to hand you over to Mr. Nicholas Braunschweiger, who will go through the awards with you and we'll hand out some trophies and get you going. Nick Brown.
Thank you, folks. It's been lovely to be back with the Lemons. Like as Jakob said, it's been pretty tough, but boy, was it fun. And I want to thank you, and a big blanket thank you to Liz for coming up with the idea for the videos, and all you guys that jumped on board to try and win back your 24 laps. Some of you were complete shit, but that's okay, it made things a lot easier for us. But some of you were absolutely brilliant, and what I really liked was the fact that you guys suddenly started keeping us updated with little videos you shot in the pits during the racing, which made it even more fun, and there was stuff for us to work with, particularly up in the Bond camp. There was a one particular shot that cracked me up because the low shorts at the back and dropping a spanner in the back was an unusual one. But like I said, it cracked me up. So there we go. Thank you. All right, I think you're listening. That's nice. But as always, we've got some awards to put together for the exemplary performance that every team has put in. I thought the driving this time was much, much better. The guys that were a bit quicker were a bit more aware of the other people out there weren't quite up to it, so they would give them space, maneuver around them. Yes, there were one or two little niggles from people that always have one or two little niggles. What I really enjoyed was taking care of the penalties, but not interrupting your racing. So the teams would come down, we would have a lot of fun, you would go back away, and we would concentrate on getting the racing done, and it was bloody good racing. That finish on that final lap was just spectacular. Congratulations once again to everyone. As soon as Jakob finishes, we'll get on to the... Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. I'm just talking to fill the hole. Oh, okay, if you can get off Facebook, that'll be great. And let's get these prizes underway. As always, we try and put as much as we can into these fantastic... Jesus, who makes these things? Steve Pound. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Pound. Some of you are going to win a piece of shit made by Steve Pound. And Francois, right at the front here, it's all his fault. And decorated by the girls, so if you don't like it, don't say anything, because they'll get upset and throw shit at you. All right, let's get on with it, ladies and gentlemen. First up, we'll deal with the awards that, every racer wants to do, but no one really cares about it. Lemons. Fastest lap. At what? Jeez, 118. 118. Two teams hit 118, so fastest lap for this weekend. Getting behind and Busty Bertha. So, there you go. That's what we think about it. But that's bloody brilliant. Great performances from both teams. Most laps, cars around the base. You're kidding me. Most laps, 735. This is for the lemon category. 735 assassins. How unassuming you have to be. Oh, he's going to make that nice and slippy on his tongue. 735. Okay, a bit of a tip when we do the 24-hour, if you might want to make complaints about the assassins, bring them in for a few penalties, might be good. All right, a round of applause for assassins. Now, as Lemons has gone on over the years, there's been cars that have been a bit quicker, a bit more well-equipped than others, and we decided a couple of years ago that we should maybe introduce them as limes, and some of you guys are totally on board with that. So, most laps for the lime, 777 laps, Ghost Dog. Are they going to get a motorbike? That'll be lovely. Just add that to the collection. It's a chopper. It's a chopper. Nice. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Ghost Dog.
Cock your leg.
his cock. Oh, sorry. Let's not get into that. Rightio, moving on to the awards that the judges, mostly Liz and I, put together. Mike helped out, Jakob helped out quite a bit. It's the Cooperation Award. Now, this award was given to a team, was spannering for other teams. In particular, helped out Go Gecko Go with lots of things, to the point where Go Gecko Go would come into a lap, drop into their garage, change drivers, and then drive down to the Shell V-Power garage to get things like, you know, brake fluid, maybe the nuts tightened up, maybe things sorted out. So the Shell V-Power team get the Cooperation Award for helping the other guys out. Bloody brilliant, guys. And look at that, and the cooperative style that they've set one up to do all the work for them, but come on, let's bring them all up, ladies and gentlemen.
That's cooperation, eh?
That is cooperation. It's a lot like Sesame Street, but yeah, not so much Bert and Ernie. But of course, with the Cooperation Award that these guys, give them a big photo, lovely photo opportunity. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And hand in hand with the Cooperation Award goes the Scab Award. That's the team that scabbed off all the other teams to try and get their car out. And as I mentioned before, the Go Gecko Go team did virtually none of their own work because Shell V-Power were doing it for them. So ladies and gentlemen, give these guys a round of applause for scabbing onto it. And for that, just so you all feel better, the award that they're being given is the one that has been voted by everyone that's been up to Lemons HQ as the most desirable award. So naturally they scabbed the bloody award as well. Rightio, folks, the best fix. Now this is always with the spirit of Lemons going on. Something bad happens, something goes a little awry, but in the typical go ahead, what are you doing? Oh, spanners that don't work. Excalibur, it's like an Excalibur sword. It's one of those golden moments. And this goes to the team that started out in typical Lemons form, getting a Turner's salvage Honda that was an automatic. Yeah, always good to go racing with an automatic. So they went racing and found out that an automatic was not quite what they wanted and completely buggered the transmission on it. But in true Lemons form, decided that a 5-speed auto would be this shit. So they spent most of their time going through Pick-a-Part and all the other places around trying to find the right parts to turn their auto Honda into a 5-speed Honda. This included the pedal box, the ECU because it wouldn't talk to it otherwise, and a whole bunch of other stuff to bring the car out and go racing. And it was a first-time effort too. So ladies and gentlemen, the best fix. Turning an auto to a 5-speed that finished the bloody race, a family affair. And they are newbies. Just by the by, if anyone's got a Honda Civic that's in the car park and you find the gearbox is missing, you know where it is. And it's a metric spanner, so it'll fit absolutely everything. Ladies and gentlemen, family affair. We have a particularly nice award now for the Back from the Dead award. Now this started yesterday. These racers went all out and decided that they were going to go as far as they could and destroy their car completely. And then in true Lemons form decided that, oh, we got another car, maybe we can bring that in. So Cruise Racing, bringing it back from the dead, I mean totally dead, to bring in a brand new car to race it today. Ladies and gentlemen, Cruise Racing, our Back from the Dead award. Oh, Steve is going to be so happy about this. It's just the one I wanted. A big photo for these guys, and we get into the next one. We got a new award for you this year. This is the Bad Maths Award. You know, people when they make all their sorts of arrangements, how many laps we're going to do, how much fuel we get, what do we need to do, how do we look after tyres, and then completely get it wrong. And it's amazing because this team normally has someone who can always figure that stuff out, by the name of Brains. But the Bad Maths Award goes to Thunderbirds for on day one, on Friday, figuring out that 4 into 1 doesn't bloody go. And you've probably seen the video where they tried to launch Thunderbird 3 or Thunderbird 2 over the top of Bond, smashed into that one, but to their credit, they did give laps to the other cars. Thank you. There you go. But ladies and gentlemen, because it doesn't always take brains to get things completely bloody wrong, Thunderbirds for the Bad Maths Award. What we see here is a genuine steam-powered, hand-fettled abacus that once again, just regardless of what you want, it'll give you the wrong number.
Still sorry? Yes,
I'm thinking it was such a mistake that they will probably be carrying penalties into the 24 hours even though we haven't even started it yet. Do we have consensus on that? Yes? Alrighty, Thunderbirds will start the 24 with already minus 10 laps. God, I love being a judge. Rightio, the next award is the Battlers Award. Now, this is the one that there are teams out there working their asses off to get those cars out. Scrimping, pulling stuff in, pulling in favours. But there was one team, turned out the car quite nicely, actually. Did their best to destroy it every single lap. It was a little green Nissan, but it just kept coming back. It spent a lot of time in the garage. The guys were great sports about it. They came in, and I hate to tell you this, guys, you actually came into the judges' tent and did a penalty when you didn't need to. And unlike Thunderbirds, we don't carry over positive laps into the next one, so you're buggered. But the Battlers Award goes to No Idea. If we carry on one more year, you can't be Battlers again. It'll be the consistently crap award then.
We'll bring this Nissan back.
Oh, the Nissan's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. As always with Lemons, it's great to have new blood coming in, just because it's someone to lean on going into corner one. So the Fresh Start Award this year goes to Ranger Racing. Yeah, well, you call it a manual if you have to do that sort of thing. There's little blue pills that can help with that. Well, and there you go. 2 years ago, Thunderbirds went upside down. You did that on the day before the race as well. What is this? So that's the steering wheel from Thunderbirds upside down, Thunderbird 1. Is Mike Howe here yet? Mike Howe? Okay. I want to turn this next one out to Well, it's called the Nincompoop Award because there's always someone that does something just dumb. And it's just dumb. There's just no two ways about it. But there is a story behind this one. Yesterday during racing, an engine lost its flywheel. So the team, Aussie Spares, went out, got a new engine. Put the new engine in the car, didn't like it, took the car and the spare engine that they'd just taken out to put a new one in, back to the workshop where they took the new engine out to put the old one back in. And while the girls were putting the ancillaries on the engine, they put it up on the hoist so they could put the new exhaust pipe on, preparing the car to go racing today. And as everyone here will know, first time out this morning, the one thing Aussie Spares forgot was to put the bloody sump plug in properly. So, what sounded really technical and impressive was completely buggered up by being a nincompoop. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Nincompoop Award, Aussie Spares! Yeah, it looks a bit like they're holding. Got two googly eyes on the front.
Googly eyes.
And as always, they're all making completely different routes to the stage.
Race line. Hold your
Right here. Hold your race line, just don't follow any of their race line. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Aussie Spares. Now with this next award, there's a little bit of a background to our next award. As soon as these guys get their photos taken, there we go.
Well done, Aussie Spares.
Our next award is something that is looking towards the future, about getting a deal done with Elon Musk and maybe SpaceX. So we're thinking about the future of lemons here. It's a rocket of some sort. But this award is the Quality Manufacturers Award. Now you all select the vehicles that you're going to use in lemons on the basis, and who would have thought that a bloody Toyota would be the best race car in the world? You select your equipment on the fact that it's going to work all the time. You go for quality product all the time. And this team selected such a quality product using premium British parts for its front discs that the MG that Team NASA brought in, and this was my favourite bit, when something had gone wrong with the brakes, they tested the front wheel, and the guy, seriously, moved the wheel and went, yeah, that's all right. Then he took it off, and the disc brake fell off. Now that is a quality product. So ladies and gentlemen, the MG that finally finished the race, probably clearly using Japanese parts. Gentlemen, come up and accept your award. Mind you, you look at him coming on the stage and it doesn't make you wonder at all, does it? He's making excuses there. Alrighty. Following up from the Quality Manufacturers Award is what we call the Grenade Award, because as always with lemons, there is a point where something just lets go, and it does it all over the place. Now this one goes back to Friday night, and considering the amount of work that this team actually put in for other people, I think it's quite spectacular that on Friday night, the engine was on the garage floor in a million pieces, having its darndest to put the valve stamp right on top of the piston and completely buggering it. But reverse engineering got it back together, helped out other teams. So ladies and gentlemen, the Grenading Award, because if you ever want anything done that's going to go bang, you need to get hold of reverse engineering. Oh, by the way, don't pull the pin on this. You'll never get all the parts back together. say that's the double F team. We fix them and fuck them. Now, when we come to... Oh, sorry, has anyone got a big plank? No.
Anyone got a plank from a trailer?
They need a plank from a trailer.
On Friday, it's got some Friday. What's that? You want it?
They want it back.
Not right now. Later.
And not in one piece. Put it in, cut it up into little bits. They'll have a fucking great time trying to put it back together again. Rightio, as always here at Lemons, there's an award we call the Ugly Stick. Because sometimes it's just not pretty. Sometimes it starts out pretty, sometimes it ends up very unpretty. Well, both of you really, I mean, Jakob and the Ugly Stick. This award goes to a team that it's not so much the car, it's not so much the driver. It was the performance in the penalty tent, as to get their laps back, they were performing lap dances. And Jen, who's over there holding an O saying, not me, oh God, not me, she had to judge it. And she was the one that said, these guys deserve the Ugly Stick because it was ugly. I'm not sure how far the lap dancing went, it was all done in a tent, you know, but they didn't get their points back, let's complain that way. So ladies and gentlemen, for being the Ugly Stick Award, Busty Bertha. And first of all, he's doing a lap dance on himself, by the look. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take you back to that moment in the tent. Come on, you know what we said at the lap dancing? No touching. Oh, I see the Frankfurter's out, that's good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving along to this one. This is the Resurrection Award, like coming back from the dead. And we want to give this to a team that last event actually said, look, here's our clutch plate, it's buggered.
So here's the actual story I went to a engine rebuilder and a mechanical place and dumpster dived and asked if I could take some parts out to build these ugly trophies. And they said, oh, yeah, we actually service some Lemons cars. Here's one out of an old one from last time.
So, this prize is going back to the team that threw it in the bin in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, Piranha! The most expensive trophy ever. And don't forget, guys, you paid for it, so well done.
Might break.
Give him a round of applause when he puts up, makes it feel great. Ready, go. Now you put it up. Now, hold it up, hold it up. There you go, give it ready. Make him feel like he's won the World Cup. And you can keep that one too. We don't want that one back. Thanks very much. Now, as we mentioned before, there's lemons and there's limes when it comes to racing here. However, there was one car that kind of defied classification. The first non-citrus fruit team to enter a lemons event, and because of their antics on the field, changed their name without even knowing it. They started out as Richard Petty and the Heartbreakers, and ended up being Spinderella because they entered a banana into a lemon or limes race. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Petty and that beautiful Valiant. Who didn't love that car? Honking down the main straight, coming into the pits, bloody orange water all over the bonnet. Now, we have it on reliable authority that the car was so thirsty, equivalent of about $11 or $12 per lap. So it worked that one out. I mean, triple Webbers, that was an amazing car, but we did some quick sums and we figured about $11 or $12 a lap, guys. Bloody well done. That's an investment in the future. Now this next award, this was done by the, I guess the management crew here at Lemons. It started out with the judges' suggestions and then everyone got involved in it as the cars were entered. And we looked long and hard at your cars and then spent a bit of time throwing up afterwards or maybe trying to figure out a way that we can get the Valiant. But we end up with the best presented car. Now this best presented car looked $1 million. The team were out polishing it this morning. It was all about respect my authority on my car. But it did make me wonder what the hell they did to their car yesterday that this morning they started out with an angle grinder cutting out the rear tubs. But still, the car looked $1 million. The Best Presented Car Award, the Naked Doll Trophy, goes to the Real Law. Once again, a great team that probably uses more brawn than brains, putting a V8 in their car, and would have done its best to look out for the Valiant's $11 a lap in petrol, but they did do most of the afternoon, yesterday afternoon, with just one gear in the gearbox, so not bad. What was it? Two back axles. There was a custom-made drive shaft, and as many bits of gearbox that you could find lying around the track put in, and still the car looked $1 million. Well done, guys. Now this next one is always a tough one for Lemons because it's called the best theme, and you guys put such a great effort into putting, well, actually I say you guys put, most teams put such a great effort into this. There are some teams that don't, but that's okay, they don't get this award. But this one goes to a team that are always full on with the fastest casket and a particularly poignant presentation with the video. We'd like to put this award, the best theme, to the Undertakers. Who've decided to not turn up. Rigor mortis is set in early. They're a bit stiff. And probably their back hurts as well, but let's not go into that one. We'll redraw that one on the 24th, okay? So that gives you all a tip. You can maybe dress up a bit. So the next one goes out, it's called the D-Crap Award. Now this one is one that we came up with a couple of years ago, and what it does is it looks at the facts and figures of the races that are out there. We look at your fastest lap, we look at your slowest lap, we look at your average laps. And then we find the slowest, fastest lap using the amount of laps that you've done whilst you're racing and looking at your drivers and who is the slowest, fastest driver that you have. There's a pretty complex algorithm in there, but I don't give a shit about that. Oh no. The DeCrap Award for the slowest, fastest, most laps done by someone who wasn't as quick as the other people out there, but using maths, Thunderbirds. Team NASA. Actually, I've just been presented with another factoid that says perhaps it was Team NASA that won the DeCrap Award last time, was it? Assassins. Okay, Assassin, so you know who's in your targets next time for the crap award. So the slower you go, the faster you go, whatever. Who gives a shit, right?
Give us an award.
Rightio. The People's Choice Award. Now this is the award that you guys set. We give you a piece of paper. I'm really disappointed that no one said the judges, so you can all get a dog up here. But the People's Choice Award is awarded to which team? It's not on my list. It's on your list.
It's not my list.
It's not on your list.
Who's your people's choice? Oh, go on, man. These lot down there.
Thunder Turds. Thunder Turds have just said McDonald's. Who agrees? Okay, that wasn't very good. So, what about Thunderbirds? Let's hear a cheer. Slow hand clap. That was good. Thunderbirds, yeah. Who wants McDonald's? Cheer. All right. On your choice, we're giving it to Thunderbirds. And that was actually on the vote count. Now the problem comes that these Thunderbird people, international rescue seems to be their insignia, what they live by. They spend all their time being nice and helping people out. So as a result, you get the People's Choice Award. But you're still carrying a 15-lap penalty into the tournament. People's Choice, my ass, I'm the judge. So we're down to the last two, ladies and gentlemen. It's the judge's choice, and then we'll get into the Supreme Award, the Spirit of Lemons, and I have thoroughly enjoyed this weekend as well. So let's nail off the judge's choice, and this goes to a team, well, I say team, unusually helpful, in fact, brilliantly helpful to absolutely everyone. Both teams, there's two teams that entered on this one, and man, they went the extra mile. Not just for themselves, they really packed it out. When someone else needed something, they just got it for them. In one case, it was a car, which finished. So, our judge's choice goes to both the Ghost Dog teams. And one wing each. And it comes down to the fact that, well, one car stuffed up, so we went out. The guys in the garage next to it, they stuffed up. They said, oh, we've got a car that we scrutineered earlier, just in case we fucked up. You can have it. So what did that team do? Stacked it into a wall, twice. Then these guys fixed it so that it could finish the race. So that's why you guys are the judge's choice. Thanks very much. Okay, next race they're going to bring 2 extra cars, just in case they fuck it up again. So bear in mind, if you can only get 1 car running, these guys have got another one. All right, this is it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say on behalf of the whole crew working here, it's been an absolute pleasure. You guys were fantastic today, absolutely fantastic. Sometimes there's been a bit of niggle, a bit of argue, a bit of that sort of stuff. Not this time. We gave you penalties. Some of you worked them off, some of you went the extra mile and just said, how much would it take for this to just go away? And then we thought, well, Sunday we'll penalise you bastards for being pricks on the racetrack. And you weren't. And that's incredibly disappointing. So, if you could do something about that next time, that'd be awesome. But overall, I'm so proud of every single one of you out there. So it was a tough one. The Supreme Award, the true Spirit of Lemons, of getting out there, getting on with it, bloody good racing, creative ideas, helping others. The first video these guys put up was brilliant. They involved their families in the event. There was always someone in costume, no matter what time it was. So the Supreme Award goes to the Golden Asses, who then became Sub 3. Look at this. I have never been so scared of clowns in my whole life. You could say they're just loving it. Jakob broke that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as they stand here looking like complete classics, can we have a huge award, round of applause for our supreme winners for this round of lemons? Congratulations to all of our winners. And how many people just finished on that last lap today? How many people's cars made it on the last line? Because that is the point of lemons. Getting out there, racing, making it to the end, coming along to the next one. Next time we're running for 24 hours, we're going out on the international track, so you might need international rescue. Love yous all, be safe, get out there, let's go racing next time. Thank you so much.
And just remember, get your receivers and transponders back up to documentation if you haven't already got them back up there. Receivers, transponders, return to documentation. Thank you.